It's such an exciting time to be teaching. The 21st century has brought upon so many skills that are needed in students. The ability to be creative and the ability to problem solve are so important to everyday learning. When working with young children, it's really important to keep in mind the essential skills that you're wanting to focus on in the classroom. Technology is a tool to reach those essential skills, and in order for the skills to be the main focus, we chose to utilize 2 mornings that we called Third Grade Tech Fair. Third Grade Tech Fair was used to familiarize students with the essential apps and technology tools that they would be using to focus on the essential learning skills for the 21st century. In doing that, iPads and digital tools all of a sudden became like the new pencil. Instead of it being the focus of the learning, it was now a means to the end that we were hoping to achieve. Please do question 2. Yes, indeed. An effective teaching method that we've really taken on at Columbus Academy is flipping the classroom. Through instructional videos, the students are able to receive direct instruction from their teacher at home and then come to class with this new understanding. And with that new understanding, we're able to use it and applying it during the school day. Last night, for example, students were learning about money, and in the instructional video they got a review of how to count money, and then we also developed the next step of ways to make change. If someone is going to a store, we try to connect it to real-world experience. Now that we've identified the coins that it might take by zooming up the racetrack, we need to total the coins to figure out how much change was given back in all. Students that grasped the concepts from last night's instruction now have an extension opportunity. They got a memo from their manager and they were asked to create a budget for their classroom supplies for the next school year. And in these kinds of activities where students are extending and applying what they've learned, they're also having to think more deeply. This was a question that we presented to them that didn't have an obvious or a clear solution, and it was up to them to do the research and also to gather the information that was needed to solve this authentic question that was posed upon them. And this whole approach of using a driving question or establishing a problem that needs to be solved is critical to integrating technology into the classroom, because technology tools are really at the heart of getting students to think about their world, gather information, and then the most important step, using that information to analyze and answer problems and questions that are facing them in their everyday lives. Do you think that there's a budget for the amount of money that they can use to support the structure? Another strategy for 21st century learning that we're really excited about in 3rd grade is Genius Hour. Genius Hour started as a Twitter following, and it was a professional learning network of educators that came up with these STEM challenges and questions. In thinking about these problems, students were using a thought process that required really deep thinking, and it also required the use of technology. One day every rotation, each 3rd grade class goes to the Outdoor and Learning Center, where students have time to research and explore a question or problem that is their own personal passion. These projects have required the use of technology tools as they carry out research. Inspiration for Genius Hour projects come from the most unexpected places. I recall a day where it was raining outside and we had indoor recess, and I caught a few kids making paper airplanes. Evan specifically is a student who was really passionate about paper folding and paper airplane making. So we decided that it would be the focus of his research. Are you happy with your paper folding on these? Okay, so what is your plan for today's experiment? What style of paper airplane would fly the greatest distance? In order to set up his experiment, it required a lot of thought about the scientific process. We had to think about his question. He set up a hypothesis, a guess about which paper airplane would fly the greatest distance. And then the experimentation began, and that was the fun part. The test runs required a lot of specific procedures where he was measuring the distance the airplanes flew and analyzing those results on how he might use it to inform other planes that he wanted to test out. I also see the kids collaborating in ways that are so meaningful. So watching students come together to support and help carry out these experiments has been a new type of relationship between peers, and it's so meaningful to learning. Girls, how's it going with the materials list? Good. Good?
I haven't had that.
These new methods of 21st century teaching and learning are so important because students are able to focus on creativity, high-order problem solving, and really complex situations that motivate them and change the roles of teachers. As we evolve from the information age to the innovation age in our society, Vision 2015 has put Columbus Academy students in the driver's seat. They now have access to technology tools. Teachers have the ability to become facilitators in their classrooms. And this whole structure has enabled a more motivated student body that's more connected with content than ever.